and welcome to Cricket Talk with Venky. Let's welcome Venky first. Venky, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Srinivasmurthy. Thank you very much for the show.
Your initial thoughts, Venky, your initial thoughts on the test match.
The first test match, of course, yes, it's been sort of a disappointing start for the series as far as the Indian team is concerned, because everybody were expecting the Indian team to, run over the English team for the simple reason that obviously English is not a pushover sort of a squad, but the point is that having done extremely well in Australia, having won the series in Australia, so obviously everybody did think that that we're going to the Indian team is going to win quite easily. But then, that's what cricket is all about. It's a game of glorious uncertainties, isn't it? That's what makes it so interesting. This game.
No, the surprising thing was, see, India had a very dominating record at home. If you see the statistics from 2010, we are talking about, there were about 50 home matches. India had hardly lost only 4, Venky. So this is the 51st test match in India, and India has lost its 5th. That's the reason everybody was expecting, as you rightly said, that India would easily roll over England. But again, Venky, how beautifully they batted. Their strategy of deploying sweep was amazing, I would say. They nullified our spinners.
Well, you can say that, but I feel it's more than nullifying our spinners. I think they adapted extremely well. I think we need to give credit to the English team, the way they approached the game, and of course, toss was very, very vital in this. In India, especially when you're playing in India on Indian conditions. When you know that it's not going to be easy batting fourth, so that makes it more important for the teams to win the toss. So obviously there's a lot of importance or emphasis on winning the toss. So it was just sheer good luck for Joe Root that he won the toss and they adapted extremely well. They batted beautifully. Of course, there was not much of offering for the bowlers on day 1 and day 2 of this test match, and that is what Indian condition is all about. And Indian team or the Indian players, having known the conditions, I think they could have probably bowled better. And I feel where we let them score over 500 is only because of our fielding standards. I think we dropped catches. The body language was not that great. The catching was not that great. So that's where I think probably we let them score over 500. But I think we need to congratulate Joe Root especially for getting his double 100 in his 100th test match. It's just unbelievable.
Thank you. Yes, so you can't take anything away from the England squad. They performed exceedingly well. There was no two ways about it. But where do you think India lagged? Let's say 2-3 points. One, you pointed out clearly that India lagged in fielding, especially keeping also we need to strengthen. We know Pant in front of the wicket has performed superbly. I'm talking in front of the wicket means when he's batting. So when he's behind the stumps, Venky, his keeping was average or even below average, I would say. If that is one of the points, then again, India actually didn't bat that well in the first innings. That's where I think India lost the game.
Yeah, probably you can say that. You can say that. Still, they did get to score 300 odd runs, in the first innings. So obviously, they did get those runs on a crumbling pitch from day 3 onwards. Right, first 2 days was the best time for any team to bat. Having said that, I think they need to. I mean, you did mention about Pant's keeping ability, and of course the catching ability, the half chances that could have been converted when we were fielding. And the third thing I would like to point out here is the selection of the 11. Probably, I feel that they could have gone with another pacer, Mohammad Siraj, maybe in place of Washington Sundar. I'm telling you, I mean, it's before the test match started. I'm talking about this. Is how I was thinking. Obviously, after the test match has ended, we could always debate. Saying that Washington Sundar batted extremely well in the first innings and so on and so forth. Point is, could have been Mohammad Siraj could have been a part of the 5 bowling, the attack. Or maybe you could have got Kuldeep Yadav in place of either Washington Sundar, or if the team management is very confident of his all-round ability, then probably we should have played Kuldeep Yadav in place of Shahbaz Nadeem.
Absolutely. These are all food for thought for the Indian team when they enter or they prepare themselves for the second test match. But again, Venky, see, there are a couple of landmarks which happened during this test match, and one of them was, Ishant Sharma reaching his 300 wickets. I was just critically going through his career statistics. In fact, Venky, this was his 98th test match. He crossed 300 wickets, and if I look at across the world, who has taken more than 300 wickets. There are about 35 odd bowlers who have taken more than 300 wickets in Test cricket. And amongst them, Venky, he has taken maximum number of innings. What I'm talking is 176 innings he has taken to reach this 300 milestone. That means he is averaging about 1.5 or just less than 2 wickets per match. I'm wondering how a guy with such a record has played 98 test matches.
Yeah, look, we can critically analyze. Yeah, I completely agree with you, Srinivasa Murthy, that I don't think I can really criticize a bowler. You're absolutely right. Having said that, I would still like to say that he's somebody who had the talent, because I had coached him earlier. Even when he started his test career, I was the bowling coach of the team. So I know his work ethics. I know his, he's been sort of a workhorse for the team. He had that extra bounce and pace. And also to play 98 test matches, it's not easy. And most of the test matches, I'm sure, in your statistics, I'm sure you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think he would have played in India. So bowling in India and getting wickets, it's not going to be easy. Yes, having said that, I still agree with you that he has taken the maximum number of innings to get to 300 runs. Yes, his average is less than 2 wickets per innings, which is not a great sign. So obviously he has earned the favor of the captain, probably the management. You can go on. That should not be the case. Yes, he's not been effective like what everybody thought.
Canara Bank, together we can.
No, one more thing I would like to add here is see whether he has been a match winner. I was just going through in depth to see how he has performed. He has taken 11 times, Venky, 5 wickets in an innings. So if you say 11 times out of 98, we are looking at almost 1 5-wicket haul per 9 matches.
In 33 matches, I've taken 7 5-wicket hauls, honestly speaking. 7 or 8 5.
What I'm trying to tell here is, see, these are some of the facts which we need to bring out, which many might have missed out. The objective is there are people who are observing. That's what we are trying to tell, Venky.
No, you're absolutely, that's what I'm saying. You're absolutely right. It's just that I don't want to criticize anybody. And to play 98 test match is not going to be easy. But then I completely agree with you. And also, not just that, see, in this particular test match, you don't have a Shami. You don't have a book. So probably he was a bit fortunate to having played for this. So that's one of the reasons why I was saying that three fast bowlers, 3 pace attack would have been the best option, where there would have been a healthy competition between Jasprit Bumrah, Ishant Sharma and Mohammad Siraj, one. And secondly, by having a third fast bowler, you could have extracted the reverse swing much better, I would say.
Anderson gave a classic lesson, I would say, in the second innings, how he bowled. Now that you have already started about, having changes in the team, so let us have your thoughts on what would be the probable playing 11 for the second test match from India's perspective.
Well, I would say they might not change much, but I would still feel that they might, or they should probably bring back Kuldeep Yadav in place of um, in place of maybe a Nadeem. Yeah, or they might bring back, if Akshar Patel is fit enough to play the second test match. Probably they might bring in Akshar Patel in place of Shahbaz Nadeem again. So they would still go with two off spinners, because Washington Sundar, though he might not have got many wickets, but then his batting ability is extremely important. So again, I won't blame Washington Sundar, honestly speaking, Srinivas Murthy. Yes, he has batted well, there's no doubt about it, but we need wicket takers. So I would still go with Jasprit Bumrah and Ishant Sharma, because there's nobody else who could come in place of Ishant Sharma at this point of time. So I'm going to give him another opportunity, one. And I'm going to go with three spinners, that is Ashwin, Akshar Patel, and Kuldeep Yadav. This is how I'm going to go. In place of course, Washington Sundar and Shahbaz Nadeem.
You're not going to disturb Rohit Sharma from the top, or Rishabh Pant from the wicket taking, or rather wicket keeping work?
No, not at all. Definitely not.
So yeah, India, according to you, India need not press the panic button. We have already, seen that this Indian team has shown a lot of character, and they've made a, comeback after such a loss. In fact, at Australia also.
Oh yes, yes. We have seen that. So they've also been named as comeback kings, sort of a thing. But again, losing a test match at home against a team that is not so good against a spin, so that I'm sure would have hurt the Indian team quite a bit. So we can expect the Indian team to really bounce back because it's an extremely talented squad, an extremely talented and a passionate leader in Virat Kohli, and of course their spin attack is not as good as the Indian spin attack. With due respect to Bess and Leach, who's a left-arm spinner, I mean, we can find a Bess and a Leach in probably every second street in India.
No, but again, Venky, having said that, they have done the job. Bess took 4 wickets in the first innings. Leach took 4 wickets in the second innings. They contributed their might. But as you rightly said, this Indian team has bounced back and is again going to bounce back. That's what you feel. And again, Venky, every test match is very important in this series because of that World Test Championship. See, just after one loss, India, which was on the top of the list, is now in 4th position.
Oh yes, that's another point which I'm sure they would be keeping that at the back of the mind, because we were talking about the scenarios basically. I mean, if India has to qualify to the World Test Championship, that's going to happen in England, which is organized by ICC. So obviously they have to win 3 test matches now. So the next 3 test matches they have to win. Otherwise it should have been 2-1 or 3-1, and those sort of that's a combination that was going around. So now the going is really tough. So obviously we all know when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So that's what an Indian team is all about. And we have seen them making brave comebacks. And I'm pretty sure that Indian team is going to make a very big and a powerful and a dominating comeback in the series by winning the second test.
Quickly, Venky, the second test is happening at the same venue. Are you expecting similar wicket, or is it going to be a ranked turner?
Well, I would say it's going to be pretty much similar. It's going to help batting probably on day 1, and maybe by day 2 it might start turning. So obviously it's going to. It might help the spinner slightly earlier compared to the first test match. But again, toss plays a crucial role. So if England gets to win the toss, for Virat Kohli and his men, it's going to be a really uphill task.
Yes, if India has to reach the World Test Championship final, obviously it has to beat the best in the business. And as of now, England is one of the best in the business. So thank you very much, Venky, for sharing your thoughts and giving us your valuable time.
Thank you very much, Srinivas Murthy.
So viewers, that's it from this particular episode. Keep watching the Canara Bank YouTube channel, as well as we are going to put this video on our Facebook page also. So kindly like, comment, share, and also share your suggestions or feedback on this particular video. Thank you and have a great test match.